Public goods markets, market failure, and government roles. Public goods. These are goods consumed and or financed in a way that it's impossible to exclude someone who doesn't want to pay, and it doesn't cost more to provide for additional folks. There are three types. Non-provision. These are like roads. People won't provide these for themselves. And the second is non-rivalry, like clean air. One person's breathing doesn't take away another's. And third, non-excludable, like clean water. It's impractical to exclude certain folks in a community from clean water. Now, moving on to markets. The pros of having economic markets are they adjust to changes really quickly, such as consumer needs and wants, population income, scarcity of resources, and technological change. The cons of economic markets include externalities. That's a fancy word for side effects of actions. Producers making people want things. Lack of competition, and this can be caused by a high cost to enter or exit a market, or when producers work together to keep the prices of things super high. And it also happens when producers have way more information about a good or service than the consumers do. If too many of these things occur, an economic market will fail. Specifically, this happens when a private economy doesn't provide some services, it overproduces what it doesn't need, or it underproduces what it does need. Items contributing to failure are inefficiency due to low competition. Monopolies can cause this, and so can lack of consumer transparency about what the social costs of goods and benefits they might receive are. Externalities, or the side effects of transactions between people on outsiders. Transaction costs that are so high that it makes private transactions useless. Like getting a great deal, but having to spend 10,000 hours negotiating it and then paying super high taxes about it. Lack of equity in distribution of wealth. When some groups of people get way less than others and some get way more for reasons that don't really make sense. So, what can the government do when the market fails? Well, it can do nothing, and it may do nothing if doing something might make things even worse. It can intervene through things like improving information, enforcing competition, or taxes. It can regulate private players in the market, and it can provide private market incentives. So, how is the government involved in healthcare? It determines how much is spent on public spending, what goods and services are to be delivered, and who's producing them. There is no invisible hand, only the feedback by the people and economic evaluations performed. So, to wrap it up, we have public goods that are provided by the government. There are pros and cons to economic markets, and when the cons become too great, the market can fail. At that point, the government may or may not intervene if it needs to, and will continue to provide those public goods.